Bit of a beast, isn't it, David?
Oh, it's smooth, Alan. You know,
So
you
this-
drive something that's got a bit of performance to it, and you get a bit of weight, and you get into that, it's like a lounge
Well, the
chair.
people don't know what it is yet. This
know.
week we're reviewing the
Hey.
Toyota Kluger
GX Hybrid.
Hybrid. And the thing that was about the previous models was that they didn't come in hybrids, they didn't come in diesels, so if you wanted a diesel, you had to go for a Fortuner.
Why would you want a diesel?
Well, you'd want a diesel for economy.
So you get that now with a hybrid.
You do. Of which this is one. Now, also this week, we've got the two-wheel drive V6 petrol. So let's have a look at the front.
It's aggressive without being too tall.
Yeah, but I think in short, it just looks better.
They also emphasise these pods very strongly.
And of course, the new LED lights.
Alan, why is there a gap here? I kept trying to shut the
Yeah,
bonnet.
I don't know what that is. It is quite a big gap. The thing with all hybrids, of course, is that it is a dual energy car, a dual propulsion car. So in this case,
It sits low, doesn't it, Alan, with the electric on this side and obviously the 2.5 litre petrol on this side, which needs 95 RON, by the way. But doesn't it sit low?
it does sit low, but I think that's just because this is just such an enormous engine bay. The electric motor is over here. This looks terribly complex. David, what's the power?
Well, this is, being the hybrid, is a 2.5 litre, and combined it has 184 kilowatts and not a lot of torque, 242 newton metres.
They're mated to a CVT transmission, which is your pet hate.
I don't like them. If you just get the petrol engine, you get an 8-speed automatic.
Oh, that 8-speed's silky. And it's got lots of lovely curves and swishes. Not just for the sake of it, it's given it a little bit of interest. Although I do think, even with the side steps, the wheels look a bit lost in the wheel arches. I like it, I really like it a lot. And I don't even mind the little kick up there at the back window.
Ah, here?
Yeah.
They call that a sort of tapered roof.
And in fact, this is a 7-seater. Neither of us are going to try it because, as you can see, I've pulled up lame. The rear of the car, I think, looks a little bit like the previous generation RAV4. That's not a bad thing. That was okay looking. Not my favourite car. A manual tailgate, David, which is not too bad.
Yeah, it works all right.
And you can see in the back, with that third row of seats up, there's not a whole lot of room, David. How much room?
241 litres. This is really small hatchback size.
There's plenty of space in the back, David, with the third row folded up, so the second row can slide all the way back. But when you drop the seats to get in,
You have to drop them.
you notice that the legroom in the back it's absolutely piffling, so you really do have to slide this row of seats forward. The legroom for the second row is compromised.
The room in here is very, very good.
Even plenty of headroom.
Yeah, headroom, space there, can fit my feet under the seat. The only thing is, I'd like it just a little taller here, a little bit more support.
But you do have your armrest, David. You're very big on the luxury of an armrest. We've also got the luxury of climate control.
For hybrid models, yes.
Indeed. Plus we've got 2 USB charging ports here in the back. And the upholstery. For a change, this doesn't make me want to run screaming from the room. So the range, according to my
Sheet.
sheet, don't want to get that wrong, starts at 47,650. And that's for the two-wheel drive petrol GX. This is also a GX, it's a hybrid, and it starts at 54,140. The other hybrids are 63,350 and 75,400. So the top Grandie, that's a lot of money. It is an all-wheel drive, but gee, that's a lot of money. Let's get in the front. And the covering on the door here is nice and soft, whereas in the back it's hard. There's some non-reflective plastic on all of the interior surfaces, so there's no nasty sunlight, which I like a lot. This has the towing package, so there's a little bit extra here. There's also some automatic light controls, and that's your high beam. So this has high beam assist.
They do say in their press material that they have upped the standard
And
inside.
I think they have.
8-inch, not huge, and the big difference when you move up a grade is not here, but here in front of you. 4.2 standard in this base model. It goes up to 7 inches when you get the GXL or the Grande.
And you can see there how that's a pretty ordinary resolution on that reversing camera, but you know, nonetheless, we've got another 2 zones of climate control here in the front. And I like the fact that all of the buttons are readily accessible and easily visible. Now down below, we've got a nifty little storage bin and another nifty storage bin over here. And all of these surfaces are nice and soft, except for the bit over the driver's instruments, which is as hard as nails. But what I do like is down here we've got a little roller bin, a little roller cover, which I think looks great, and some mode selection, David. We've got the drive mode buttons, EV button, trail button, and over here, sport, norm, and eco. Plus the electric park button and vehicle hold, so that holds you in traffic. We've got a couple of generous cup holders, and let me get my cup out.
Alan, why do you have to turn that on and off? Why would you not have it?
Because some people don't want it on. Like I hate it in traffic. It drives me bananas. But here you'll notice we've got 3 USB ports, 2 of which are charging only, and 1 connects to the Apple CarPlay, so the Bluetooth streaming turns off and it goes to the streaming via cable. Plus there's a 12-volt outlet there for my Navman Sensor XL. And over on the steering wheel, David, hurrah! All of the audio controls are across the bottom for volume and channel selection and so forth. And this is the active cruise control and lane control. It's up on the steering wheel. It's no longer on this little stalk down here, which I loathed. And over on the right side, that's how you control the functions in your multifunction display.
This is the left side on.
Left side. I meant my other left, David. There's no need to point out my foibles. Now I think we should get this out on the road. Currently in EV mode, David. It's as quiet as a mouse. Listen to that. Hey?
The first 100 metres of a hybrid, it's just so much better for me.
So the petrol engine's kicked in now, but it still seems strange for a car this heavy to be going in EV mode.
It's got that low down torque, hasn't it?
It does.
From a hybrid.
Made the front wheels spin a bit then. The ride, I think, is absolutely beautiful. Multilinks at the back, MacPherson Struts at the front.
This is very comfortable, Alan. It's got space around here. It doesn't have a huge bulge in for the drive line. Yet it's a 4-wheel drive.
Straight on?
Straight ahead.
Yep. The point about this car, though, is the steering is light. The drive modes don't make any appreciable difference. It certainly doesn't change the damping because they're fixed dampers, they're not active. The only reservation that I have is that as far as manoeuvring it in tight spots, you definitely feel the size of the car in tight spots. There's no doubt about it.
Has a turning circle of about 11.8 metres. I thought that's pretty good.
Really? But do you think that a Paris Hilton sunglass wearing soccer mum is going to be able to cope outside of school without mowing down vast numbers of students?
I think you've gone into a number of stereotypes there, Alan, that I would prefer to refer to it as a parent vehicle rather than a mum's taxi.
Now you probably can't see this, but David and I have swapped for the purposes of our and film, and I've got because I've got a jiggered leg, I've put the front seat all the way forward, and David, I can actually stretch all the way out. That's astounding. Back here I've got a couple of air ducts, and there's another couple for the third row.
I like those a lot.
Gee, the ride back here actually feels a little better than the front.
Actually, there's a little bit of coarseness there. Not bad, but...
Well, the coarseness, I think, is coming from the 4-cylinder engine. Certainly doesn't feel that when it's in EV mode, but one thing I am noticing is this headrest in the front. I'm going to take that out. I've taken the headrest out because, frankly, it was blocking almost all of my view. This is a lovely view now, David. I feel rather like a king. This is. I used to have an old long wheelbase 1970 Mercedes SEL, and it felt very much like this.
Okay.
There was a lot of space in the back. I mean, not many cars can you stretch out almost. Well, my legs are fully stretched out, well, because I can't bend one of them. And that's all this week from Toyota Kluger. It's all brand new. This is a hybrid. We've also had the V6. Not a bad car. I like it.
Very much a family-oriented car. This is not a rough and tumble off-roader.
No.
It has the comfort.
It's got a trail button, but I think the nearest you'll get to a trail is pressing the button. But look, as always, David, if you've liked the film, hit like.
Leave a comment.
And I think here to subscribe.